how much fun is it for you shooting this series?
Well, how much fun did we have when we were shooting this series, and how much fun is it? It's probably a thing that Torchwood changed my life. Torchwood changed not only mine, but Eve, Miles' life. We became a family. All of us who were filming, Gareth David Lloyd, Bern Gorman, and Naoko, we were a unit when we began, and we created this show that was a little spin-off of Doctor Who, and we did not realize that we were onto something that was a huge success. All we wanted to do was honor the history of Doctor Who in that world, and also sci-fi, because I'm a huge sci-fi fan myself. So for me to be a character and have a show that was written for me and given to me on a silver platter, and to be a sci-fi hero who never dies, it was a blast. We had a great time. Every day we would get to set and we would laugh. Excuse me, we'd get the work done, but we would continue to have a good time. And there's no point doing a job unless you have a good time doing it.
Mm-hmm. So for you as a sci-fi fan, how much has sci-fi until now influenced your personal life?
Sci-fi has influenced my personal life a great deal, because when I grew up, when we moved to the States, I mean, obviously I watched Doctor Who as a child when I was living in Scotland, and then we had things like The Tomorrow People, which were also, it's a British TV series, and so when we moved to the States, I thought, I'm never going to see Doctor Who again. But it was on a public television station there. Then I fell in love with Space 1999, and we had the original series of Battlestar Galactica. I was a Star Wars child. What else? Star Trek, you name it. I have followed sci-fi since I was a little boy. And I even to this day have my Star Wars figures still in their Darth Vader carry case, and they're all pristine. And I've got my original Cylon figure, right? And that's why when I hear like fridges in the background, you can't hear this right now, but there's a refrigerator over there, and it sounds like a Cylon. And anyway, so sci-fi is a huge part of my life,
So it seems we have the same years together, because I did the same.
Oh,
I love collecting merchandising. Then I started collecting props because it's much more closer to the movies, and I watched it. I got my first Star Wars figure when I was 6. I was not allowed to watch it.
Right.
On 1983, with 13, I saw my first Star Wars movies because they would be on a rerun before Return of the Jedi started. So, what would you prefer? Because if JJ made a new Star Wars movie, and he will also make a new Star Trek film, so would it be for you interesting playing one of the parts in this movie? What would you do to be on board of the Enterprise, or to be on board of the Star Destroyer?
You're asking John Barrowman what he would do to get on the Starship Enterprise,
yes,
or a destroyer? Let's just say John Barrowman would do anything. I'd do anything for you, dear, anything. Yes, no, oh gosh, but see, what's great about this business is you can never say that's never going to happen, because again, going back to being a little boy, never did I think I was going to be a sci-fi superhero. Never did I think that. And then there I am on one of the biggest shows in the world, Doctor Who, Torchwood, sci-fi superhero. And now on Arrow, I'm also a superhero-esque villain, okay? So I could one day be on the Starship Enterprise. I could one day be on one of the spaceships, like flying an X-wing fighter. You never know. But what character would I be? Gosh, I would love to think like maybe Han had a long lost son, and I would be Han's son. So I'd be handsome.
You are handsome.
That was really good. I was really impressed by that one.
Very good.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
I just came.
You did a great performance yesterday evening at this Starship Troopers panel.
Yes.
And it was so close to the audience, because this is what I love, when you're going down and you making some fun with them and having a good time.
Yeah.
So just some words about that and being this close to the fans.
Well, I have for me, fans are very important because, and I say this, you know, from my heart, and I know Eve feels the same way. I wouldn't have a nice house. I wouldn't have a nice car. I wouldn't have a lovely watch. I wouldn't have all of the lovely things that I have in my life if it was not for the fans. So I know that and I appreciate that. So when I am asked to come to these conventions, and I do a few, I pick a few every year to do, maybe about 4, and I go to them. But when I come to these, I was just having this discussion also with somebody, I give my heart and soul to it because you guys have made me who I am, and I appreciate it. So if I'm doing a panel, I'm going to be myself. I'm not going to pretend I don't want to be here. Because there are some people who come to these and their arrogance is awful. They treat fans badly. They also treat the people who run the organization badly. You know what? In our family we say, everybody poops, right? Everybody goes to the bathroom and we all do the same things in there. So you're no better than anybody else. So I love being with the fans. I love interacting. You know, the first sign, and I appreciate people are protecting me, but like yesterday when I arrived at the airport, a group of people were waiting for me and they came up to talk to me, and all the people, the minders, you know, the big guys, kind of stepped in the way, and I said, no, don't. I'll talk to them because I went right up and I took some photographs with them and spoke to them, and you know, that's just what it is. You're excited. I say they, I mean you guys are excited to see us, and I appreciate it. So if you come to one of my panels, you know that I'll have a good time. I will have a great time. And my friend Casper Van Dien and he and I did a TV show years ago together, and Casper and I have always had a blast. So yeah, come to a Barrowman panel. You never know what you're gonna get.
Okay, let's talk about your books.
Yes.
They have been released in French.
Yes.
Are there any plans to release them in German as well?
Well, funny you should ask that, because when I left the UK just the other day, they were just finalizing the deal with the German publisher. So the books are going to be published in German. And what I love about Hollow Earth and Bone Quill, and we're working on the 3rd one right now, and we've also been commissioned to write 4 more. So there's stories going to be, they're going to be unbelievable. But what I love about it, when they're published in a new country, they get new covers. So every country has its own interpretation of what the cover is. And for my sister and I, as authors, it's amazing to see that, amazing to look at it, because you know that people are getting something different out of it. So I'm very excited that they're going to be in German. In fact, if I could read them in German, I would, but I can't.
And are there plans to do a movie out of it?
My production company in the United Kingdom, we own the rights with another production company, and when I finish here, I go to Italy and I do a shooting of some TV commercials for I have a skincare line for men in the UK, which also is going to be coming to Germany, as is the women's hair care range, which is also going to be coming to Germany. We hope so. I have a meeting with QVC on Monday about that. Anyway, we are in the process with Hollow Earth and Bone Quill of putting it into script form. And I want it to be either a movie or a TV series. Which one, I have a meeting about that when I go back to the UK. So whichever one it is, I don't know right off the top of my head, but there are plans to put it on the screen, big or small.